Good morning and welcome members to the digital meeting of Cabinet as trustees of Blackwood Miners Institute held via Microsoft Teams on Wednesday 26th of January 2022. As you'll all be aware, the meeting will be recorded and made available to view on the Council's website. I think we've got a number of apologies, or a apology I do for Councillor Stenner, so I'll record that now. And I don't know whether there are any from the officer's side.
We haven't received any others.
Okay, thanks, my dear. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, I'll go on to declarations of interest. Councillors and officers are reminded of their personal and responsibility to declare any personal and/or prejudicial interest in respect of any items of business on this agenda in accordance with the Local Government Act 2000, the Council's Constitution and the Code of Conduct for both councillors and officers. Does anyone have anything to declare? That's a no. Okay, we'll move swiftly on to to approve and sign the minutes of the Cabinet held on the 27th of October 2021. We'll just go through in terms of accuracy for those minutes. Page 1 and page 2. Do I have a mover for those?
I'll move.
Thank you.
I'll second.
Okay, and if I can show of hands there then for the minutes. Thank you, everyone. They're approved. Okay, what we'll do now, if we go to the, if I can just ask Councillor Whiting just to introduce the annual report and statement of accounts, please.
Yeah, thank you, Leader. This report is to advise Cabinet as trustees of the Blackwood Miners Institute of the operational activities and financial position of Blackwood Miners Institute for the financial year ending 31st of March 2021. The Institute has been closed for much of the period due to COVID-19 restrictions, which has significantly affected artistic output and financial income. However, it reopened in September 2021 with a reduced season. As Cabinet will know, this local authority has a legal duty to operate the charity in accordance with the governing document and has a legal obligation to account for the charity's finances in accordance with the Charity Act 2011. Cabinet, as trustees of Blackwood Miners Institute, are required to consider the accounts, which are appended to the report, prior to the annual report and accounts being submitted to the Charity Commission as part of the annual return, in compliance with the requirements of the Charities Act. There is a matter of concern in Audit Wales's independent examiner's report to the 2020-21 financial statements. The matter of concern relates to the treatment of cash and cash equivalent figures reported in the balance sheet, and further details are provided in paragraphs 9.5 and 9.6. And I understand that Steve Harris is here, who may wish to provide some further information on this. The report also outlines research that has been undertaken in... Sorry, I didn't catch that.
Oh, it's fine. I was just going to say I've forgotten who was going to second it. That's fine. Come in.
Okay, sorry. The report also outlines research that has been undertaken in respect of the creation of an advisory group for the BMI and provides a recommendation on how to proceed. So I would like to move the recommendations under 3.1 that Cabinet, as trustees of Blackwood Miners Institute, consider, note and endorse the contents of the annual report and audited statement of accounts for Blackwood Miners Institute for the financial year 2020-2021. And it is recommended that Cabinet, as trustees, approve the establishment of an advisory group. All this for the reasons contained in the report under paragraph 4.0 and throughout the report. Thank you, Leader.
Thank you so much, Councillor Whiting, for standing in at short notice to deliver that, and thank you for your summary of the report there. If I can go to Councillor Cook, please, to second.
Yeah, thank you, Leader. I'm happy to second this report on the recommendations.
Okay, thank you. And if I can go to Steve Harris in relation to that one comment, and then if I can, I'll bring in Anthony just to furnish us with some more information. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Leader. Yeah, just to provide some clarification, the draft 2020-21 accounts were presented to Audit Wales in the same format as those submitted to and approved by Grant Thornton in the last 5 years. However, Audit Wales have raised a matter of concern in relation to cash and cash equivalent disclosures in the accounts. To explain this, the financial transactions for BMI are processed through the Council's general ledger alongside all other transactions for the Council. As a result, the cash position to date for BMI has been reported as zero in the annual accounts. To address the Audit Wales matter of concern moving forward, we will account for BMI as a separate entity on the general ledger, and will report cash and cash equivalent disclosures separately in the BMI accounts. We've obviously fed this back to Audit Wales, and they are happy that that's the approach that we're taking. Thank you, Leader.
Thank you ever so much for that explanation, Stephen. That helps clarify the situation there in regards to the cash and cash, the treatment of cash, as you say. So if I can go to Anthony now, then if you want to just add something further to the report, thank you.
Thank you, Leader. First of all, I express my thanks to Councillor Whiting for a very concise summary of the report, which saves me a few words today. I thought that members might appreciate a little update on where we are in terms of going forward. Obviously, 2021 was almost completely wiped out, apart from some digital activity that went on through Blackwood Miners Institute. The gentle introduction to normal life at the Arts Centre was commenced on the 17th of September with our autumn programme commencing, and culminated in the very successful Panto season that took place during December. Unfortunately curtailed due to COVID restrictions, but that's understandable. And nobody was really surprised about that. But we were on target at that point to achieve the same level of income that we enjoyed in 2019. So I think that the team in Blackwood Miners is to be commended for their efforts to achieve that level. The cancellation of 9 shows between Christmas and New Year cost us 26,000 in gross income, 6,000 net. But I think given the circumstances, that was a pretty strong performance. We've now got a spring programme just being finalised, and work has already started on the autumn programme. So fingers crossed that we are, in the words of a better politician than me, returning to normalcy. So I hope that will be fulfilled. Just to update members as well on staffing, we've been operating without a manager at Blackwood Miners since October, when Marina Newth left the authority. Her successor, Eloise Tong, will take a post next Tuesday on the 1st of February. And I'll try to introduce her to as many of you as possible without indecent haste in the months ahead. We've also got a successor to Katie, who did our marketing for many years. She left us at the end of September, and hopefully her successor will take a post soon. I would also like to say we've got 2 Kickstart starters, for the want of a better word. Hopefully during March, they'll take a post for 6 months and will help us with some marketing activities, especially the online variety. So it's great that we can participate in that initiative and give 2 young people the opportunity to work with us. They will take up posts based in Blackwood Miners, but will be responsible for our online activity and Facebook and such like, across all of the 5 destinations. I think that's probably all I wanted to say. I know your time is precious, so if there's any questions, I'd be happy to answer them.
Thank you, Anthony, for taking us through that. Really helpful, and good to hear that we've got some new members joining us next week, and thereafter fantastic news as always to know that we've got new joiners there. So, Councillor Cook.
Yeah, thank you, Leader. I got one question regarding the advisory group. Well, it's 2 really. What if we can't recruit 8 independent members? Because I know it's quite difficult to recruit independent members to any kind of group at the moment. Similar issues in Caerphilly Workman's Hall. And secondly, how long is it going to be open for, the recruitment?
I hadn't taken any advanced decisions, not making any assumptions on whether members were going to approve that. So I haven't firmed up the recruitment arrangements yet. I recognise, as you do, that recruiting volunteers is often challenging. but as a volunteer myself in another organisation, I know that success can be achieved, and there are people out there that want to give their time to something they believe in. So I think the only way we find out for sure about whether you are correct in it being problematic is to try and to do as good a job of marketing that as we do with the venue.
Thank you for that. Were there any other comments in relation to this? Christina. Oh, go on, Christina.
Yeah, thank you, Lida. Yeah, not relating to the report particularly, but just to share with you my annual family outing to the Christmas pantomime, and this year it was on Christmas Eve, and I must admit, to see the BMI absolutely jam-packed, full of people really enjoying themselves whilst complying with all the COVID regulations and requirements, was absolutely a joy to see, you know, and the staff as professional as ever. And, you know, it's always a joy to go along and take my own family to that event to showcase, you know, what we offer at the BMI. Thank you, Lida.
Thank you ever so much. Thank you. Councillor Whiting, you did have your hand up.
I did briefly. All I was going to say is thank you for the work that you do there and everything. It's a fantastic facility, and I was going to say that I really hope that in the next year things get better and that you can open up and get back to the things you were doing and go from strength to strength. I think that's really important, and I really hope that that is the case.
Oh, I couldn't agree more, Ross. And I think it's really important, isn't it, that in light of the pandemic, it's impacted so much, you know. But as Christina's just highlighted, it's so important to be out and doing those activities. We all know how much people love the shows, the pantomimes, the gigs, anything that happens there, you know. And it is in the heart of the community. And I think for me, it's absolutely important that we build on this and create something that people really want to use and be part of, because I think it's, you know, it's a fantastic resource that we have, and it's always great, you know, and it's always a good one to go to. So thank you for all the work that you're doing there. Okay, there are no other comments then, so I think we're happy to take the vote then to approve the accounts and to take on board the recommendations as highlighted by Councillor Whiting. Thank you. That's unanimous. Thank you ever so much, and thank you again, Anthony. Thanks for your presence today, and thank you for your contribution in terms of giving a bit more information on the report. So thank you.
Thanks for your kind comments, everyone. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Okay, we'll stop the recording now then, if you can,